All right, and we might be able to see the things on there. Okay, we finally got that bit sorted out. So we're just wondering whether you could just type in the comments
Can you hear
where you're
us?
from.
Can you
Can you first of all, can you hear us? Thumbs up or something like that.
and can you see us? Yeah.
And can you see us? Okay.
Oh, Lynn Enright says she can see us. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Patrick is
Hey,
watching.
Patrick.
Hey, Lynn.
Yes.
That's-
So Lynn, you can hear and see us.
yeah.
Perfect.
So we've got quite. So Wendy's on. Hi,
Yeah.
Wendy.
Hi, Wendy.
Brenda Barton Robb. Hi, Brenda.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, great to see you. Victoria's getting on. We won't be coming over for those goodies today. Oh,
Hi,
Shelley
welcome.
McLennan
Oh, hi, Shelley.
and
Yeah.
Rick. Hi, Tsi Liang.
Yeah. Hi
Great to
there.
see you. Oh, and Lynn Jankowski. And Adam from England.
Wow.
That is great. Look at that. Everyone, it looks like Patsy Sheriff from
Hello,
England.
hello.
Luke Morissette. Hey,
Hello,
Luke. Florist in town. Great guy.
Whoops. What happened?
Uh,
Adam Marshall. Is this the love show?
This is the love show. Oh, that was hilarious. Isn't it amazing what one? Oh, Kathleen Reed is here,
Hey, Kathleen.
which is good. Tanya Brissett. Hi, Tanya.
Louise.
Louise. Hi, Louise. Oh, dear, oh, dear. So, Lynn and Patrick, Brown and Wright, that's good. We got there's a lot more people. Diane.
Hi,
Diane
Diane.
from Barry is here,
Yeah.
which is great. Yeah, so... Okay. If you're calling people a name, at least get your mirror. What? Hey, if you're calling people names, at least get your mirror.
I
What's
don't know.
that mean? I don't know what that means, Luke. You'll have to explain that. Yeah. Anyway, so we wanted to do this just for a bit of fun because we don't want to be disrespectful or make light of what people are going through right now. We know that it's just awful for some people. People are losing their income, losing their jobs. Some people have lost loved ones already. We've heard a couple that we know of. So we didn't want to make light of what the situation is, but we're also aware that it's good sometimes to get together and just share a few funny things and have a bit of a giggle, just so that we can all take a breath and help each other to get through this. So this is why we're doing this, just for a bit of fun. So some of the stories we're going to share, some of you who've known us for a long time may have heard them already. Others, it'll be for the first time that you've heard them. So, we just hope you're going to enjoy them. And I suppose you can send up those, I don't know, little...
Yeah, I've been seeing things go up.
Can
Little-
you? Yeah.
Little buttons are
so
going
if
up. Yeah.
we can't hear you, so if you're laughing, just have the laughing thing come up. Oh, hi, Shelley and Derek. Derek
Oh.
Thomas, Shelley and Judith Lafleur. Derek down in Toronto.
No,
it.
that's Derek from England.
What,
Isn't
Derek? Oh,
Pauline's, isn't that Pauline's Derek?
yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Oh, okay. Too many people with the same name. Yeah. So, okay, Mark, do you want to start off with the beginning?
With the beginning? What do you mean the beginning? You just did the beginning.
Yeah, no, how we met, that one.
Oh, okay. Okay. Some of you might not have known how we met. It was way back in 1992, and it was before internet dating. So, and neither of us were the kind that would go out to bars and try to pick someone up. But so we joined this telephone dating service, and it's where you would leave a message, like a description of what you were looking for, and what kind of person and all that. And Alan said he wanted someone with nice hair, and
It was expensive. I don't know
Yeah.
how much for so many minutes.
it was
God.
it was very expensive. Anyway, we both found each other's profile on the telephone.
Telephone,
I want
yeah.
to say online, but it wasn't. You didn't see a picture at all. You didn't know what people looked like. So I don't know if you left me a message or I left you a message
No,
first.
well, you put a general message out,
Yeah.
and I was flicking through, going through all of them, and yours stood out to me because it was so honest, and that was unusual because I suppose it's the same with internet dating that,
Although there's pictures on those.
yeah, I know, but they can
But,
falsify
like,
those as well.
They,
But
a lot of guys would say, many people tell me I look like Brad Pitt, you know.
Yeah, right. Or they'd lie about their age or what have you, you know. Yeah.
Anyway, so we exchanged phone numbers. Or, you gave me your phone number.
Yeah.
And
because you were still living
in
at home, because you'd moved out a long time ago, but when your brother passed away, your mum asked you to go back and live with her to help out. So
I had been there for almost a year, I think, and to be honest, we were feeling a bit, wanting. We wanted something special in our lives. Like I was 36 and you were 41, I believe.
Yeah.
When we met. And
I rocked the cradle.
I tell him that all the time. Anyway, so that's just a normal cough. That's nothing serious.
Always happening.
He always does that. What was I saying?
I responded to you.
Yeah. And I gave Alan a call, and we talked for like an hour and a half, and hit it off really well. I loved his cute English accent, and
you know what it sounds like, don't ya?
and then he said, back then long distance telephone calls were expensive, so he thought, I'll call you back. So I didn't normally give anyone out my number, but I gave him. I trusted him and called.
First
back.
mistake.
And we chatted for another hour probably.
Yeah.
And that was on a Friday, I think a Friday, and we arranged to meet on the Sunday. And I was very cautious, so we
met in a public place.
And it happens to be, anyone who knows Toronto, there's a big shopping mall called Yorkdale Shopping Plaza. And so we met outside of the bay there. We, let each other know what car we were going to be driving and everything. So Diane says best mistake. It was a great mistake. And
oh, sorry about that. Press the wrong one.
Alan touched something. Keep your little paws away from it now.
Social distancing from there.
Yeah, exactly. So we met at Yorkdale Mall just outside, and I knew of a really nice Italian restaurant that was maybe 5-minute drive from there. It was called Camara's, and so we went there, had a wonderful meal, and we just really hit it off, and didn't want the meal to end, and so we. But
it didn't last long, because we still were eating fairly quickly in those days, weren't we?
Yeah, but we got out to the car, and well, I think I had to drive you back to Yorkdale because you left your car there, and so we got back to the car, and we really didn't want the date to end, so Alan, invited me back to his place for coffee, and that's all it was the first night. And what was really cute was I followed Alan, obviously, because I didn't know where he lived, and
you're on the 401.
On the 401, and all the way to his apartment, he kept waving at me, and I thought, okay, that's a little immature, but it's cute. And so Rick says coffee. That's code, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, the first night was coffee, and anyway, so we went back to his place, and knowing that. I used to do some volunteer work every week in Toronto on a Tuesday night. I knew I was going to see him in 2 nights after that, so that was okay.
That's when we cemented the relationship.
Yeah.
That's code.
Yeah. And then it was because I was still living in Hamilton. Every Friday night after work, I would drive up to Alan's, and I'd knock on the door. He'd be there waiting for me. He'd open up the door, and his first question was not hi. He wouldn't say hi, how are you, great to see you, or whatever. It was like, how long do I have you for? How long are you?
No, when are you going back?
Yeah, when you're going back.
Meaning, how long have I got you for?
Yeah.
But it didn't come out that way, did it?
I know. Yeah, it just do you want me to leave or what? But no, it was cute. So that's basically how we met, and we dated, or if you want to call it that, for a year before we actually moved in together. So yeah, it was wonderful. So I guess that's it. That's how we met.
Yeah,
So
and that takes us to at that point. I was going to a church down in Toronto called Metropolitan Community Church, which is a church that ministers specifically to gay and lesbian people, and so I was going. So I introduced Mark to it as well, and I think it was the first time you ever felt totally accepted in a church setting, wasn't it? Then,
yeah, it was wonderful. I was very emotional being there. I didn't know that place existed, and
Yeah.
it's a wonderful place, a wonderful home for the LGBTQ community and their families. So
Yeah.
it's
So
Yeah,
it's wonderful. But the thing that really was funny is that we met August the 23rd, and there's a kind of a break in the church. But they have services, but a lot of the functions go. But towards the end, just before Labor Day weekend in September, beginning of September, they have what they call a Homecoming Sunday, where it's a big, like you dress up. It's like not a cabaret, but a formal dinner in
dance.
a big hall.
the first time I'd ever been to a dance with a guy.
Yeah.
You know,
So we were there, and the minister came over to introduce himself to us.
a wonderful man named Brent Hawks, who has done so much for the LGBT community, and he came over to the table.
Yeah.
And Alan said,
And I had seen, because marriage wasn't legal in Canada for many, many, many years until a lot later. So this was back in '92.
Yeah.
But I'd seen that they did something called a Holy Union. So I said to Brent, I said, well, one of the things, I said, we're thinking of perhaps of having a Holy Union. Is that a possibility? So he said, how long have you guys been together? So we said 2 weeks. He said, my dear, he said, live in sin for a year, then come back and see me. We saw him a couple of years ago when he was up here to give a talk during Pride Week in Elliot Lake.
It was great to see
And we
him.
reminded him of that story. I don't think he remembered it,
Yeah.
but yeah. So, we'll do one more story, then we'll interact with people for a bit. Not long after, we started introducing ourselves to each other's friends, you know. So, what was do you want to tell that story about the free refills?
the what?
The free refills?
Oh God.
Eleanor and
I'd forgotten. That's not one we'd written down. I'd forgotten about that. No, we, Alan, as you know, was a teacher, and allow you a little snort there. Alan was a teacher, and with two wonderful ladies, Pat and Helena, dear friends, still are very dear friends, and so we were going out to a nice restaurant for a meal, for me to be introduced to these two lovely ladies, and so we got there, and you know, it was like a white tablecloth type of place. It was nice, you know, and Alan, being Alan, he wanted a Coke, and he had one, and he drank it, and then you asked
the waitress came over,
the waiter, yeah,
and I said, "Excuse me, do you do free refills?" And everybody threw their hands up in the air. And what did the waitress say?
the waiter said, he was a waiter, and he said, "This is not McDonald's, sir."
Oh, it was a waiter, was it?
That was a
Oh,
waiter,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, now then one of the things we did is that Mark, at that point, for the first year, as he mentioned, we Mark was still living in Hamilton, which is about an hour away from where I was, in not far from downtown Toronto, about 20 minutes outside of Toronto. And what happened was Mark was going to have a week off in March from his shipping company where he was
I
working.
think it was February.
Was it? Oh yeah, it was
Yeah,
February.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, I was still teaching at that point, so I didn't have any time off. So what happened was Mark wanted to introduce me to his friend Lynn, who lives in Ottawa, and he's known her since what, grade 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 15, 9 and 5. It's about 13, 14 years old. Anyway, what happened was he was going to go up by car on the Wednesday, and then after work on Friday I was going to catch the train up to Ottawa from Toronto and meet them, and then he was going to bring me back on the Sunday. So about 2 weeks before this happened, my phone at home rang. Mark was still in Hamilton, and I answered it, and Lynn was on the phone. And she said, "Hi, Alan. You don't know me. My name is Lynn. I'm Mark's friend Lynn, and I know you're coming up. And I thought it'd be nice to chat with each other so that we, can get to know each other before you come up." So we did that for a while. And that was great, and put the phone down after about half an hour. And Mark came the following weekend, Friday night. And on the Sunday before he left, he said to me,
"Now, Alan, when you meet Lynn, I want you to be on your best behavior.
Fat chance.
I don't want you pulling any stupid faces. Do a stupid face."
I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I didn't want him doing that. And I said, "Whatever you do, please don't fart at the table." Pretty sad that you have to tell somebody not to do that.
So anyway, he went off, and then the phone rang again, and it was Lynn again midweek, and before Mark was leaving. And at the end of the conversation with her, I said, "Oh, by the way," I said, "Mark was here at the weekend, and I said, he's left me a load of instructions." So she said, "We'll have to teach him a lesson." So I said, "Yeah, I'll dress up or something." She said, "Yeah, I'll think of something." So she said, and with that, I said that, yeah, Morgan and Daphne, and yeah, there's quite a few. So anyway, so Mark went off to Ottawa, unaware that his partner-to-be and his best friend were plotting dark deeds against him. So anyway, on the Friday, he went off on the Wednesday, he was up there. On the Friday, I went down to catch the train, and what happened was, it was February, so for those of you who don't live in Canada, February is probably our coldest month, so it was probably about -20 that evening when I left to get on the train, and I was chatting away to someone on the carriage, as you do, and about half an hour before we got into Ottawa, I thought, I better start and get ready so that I'm ready when I get to the station, and I thought, well, I better explain to the people what I'm doing, because they're going to think that I'm an idiot, or even they'll know that I am. So anyway, what happened is I went to the washroom, and I had my Wellington boots that I brought on. I pulled my pants up my legs, so my knobbly knees were showing. I put something underneath my coat to make it really stand out, and I gelled my hair. So I look like, you said, like in Canada and America.
Martin Short, he had spikes all over his hair, and he'd
blackened
out a tooth as well.
Yeah. So I came back to my seat, and I'll never forget, there was one woman who was kind of reading a book, and she looked up, and then she did a double take, and she was kind of hiding, hoping, "Don't come near me," you know. Anyway, I got back to the seat where I was, and the couple opposite were just laughing there so much that everyone on the coach, about 7 or 8 people, were saying, "Oh, what's going on?" And I told them. They said, "Oh, can we watch? I said, "Sure." So unbeknown to Mark, all this was happening, and you were in those days were quite shy, weren't you?
Extremely shy. Very shy. So anyway, back at Lynn's house, we'd just been hanging around shooting the breeze all day, nothing much, and she said, "I'm just going to go put on some makeup, so I want to look nice for when I meet Alan." I said, "Okay." So she came back downstairs, and she had written on her face, "Welcome, Alan." Now, except she did it in a mirror, so it was backwards. So, I said, "Lynn, Alan's going to think you're a loon. I just want to make a good impression on each other." So anyway, we head over to the train station. And if any one of you know the Ottawa train station, there's you're at one level, and the trains come up on an escalator from below. And so everyone's getting off of the train, and I'm thinking, "No Alan, where is he? Where is he?" I thought, he's missed the train. But then right near the end of the line, there he is. And Alan, being Alan, is not just standing there. Do you want to do what you were doing?
No, you do. You do it so well.
He was, doing all these jerky movements with this stupid hair, and I said, "I can't believe he did this," And Lynn, who has never seen Alan, never seen a picture, and they run up to each other and hug, and I'm thinking, how do they know that's each other? Anyway, I couldn't get out of that train station fast enough. I was so embarrassed.
Well, and then when we got into the parking lot,
oh God,
everybody was hooting. All the people on the carriage were hooting.
And I just got down. I didn't want anyone to see me. I just wanted to get out of there.
So we got back to Lynn and Clive's, and introduced us to Clive. I got changed back to my proper stupid self, and we had dinner and what have you. Finally, when we went to bed, Mark said to me,
I said, okay, no more rules. I'm not going to give you any more rules.
and I said, but guess what, Mark? Life will never be boring. And what did you say?
Yes, but a little boredom now and then will be very nice, thank you. Believe me, there hasn't been much boredom in this last 28 years.
So, I don't know. We're not seeing many laugh things going up. I don't know if they're behind that white
They
thing.
are, I think, yeah.
Are they? So, several people have been joining us. I don't know if we can go back. There's loads of people on. At one point, there were like 32. Ria from Barry is there. Sandy Mundy, Fenimore from here. Michelle Gabriel. Maurizio. Hi, Maurizio. Wow, you know Yorkdale. Oh, wow. CJ, of course. Kathy. Greg Lewis. Yeah, from Ottawa. Mike from Collingwood. Jennifer from down in Tottenham. In Ontario. Chris Bellingham, that's great. Tanya again, and we'll have there's I'm having to go careful though. I don't want to push something and ruin this. So if we don't mention your name, please forgive us. Jane Smith, Jane from Florida.
Oh wow!
Is there? Hope you're doing. You're safe down there, Jane. That you're doing all of the precautions you need to. Elizabeth Maddox, hey Elizabeth. Patsy from England, Parish Sheriff.
Rick from Vancouver Island.
Yeah. Debbie Walton Garcia. Debbie's watching. Carmen. Hi, Carmen. Carmen was in that grade 3 class the year we got married.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Carmen. Joseph Bryan. Hi, Joseph. Carol Ritchie from Ottawa. That's Carol.
Ottawa. She's in Kingston.
Oh, in Kingston. That's right. I always get those two muddled up. That's it.
Yes, we met over mincemeat pie.
Yeah, a quick story about Jane Smith. We were down doing a house sit in Florida for Christmas about 3 years ago now.
More than that.
Is it 4? Yeah. And we took Helen, the homeowner, off to the airport. And then on the way back, went to Publix, which is a fantastic grocery store, the best that you'll ever get anywhere. And we were looking around, and of course you go right through the bakery. They're disgusting the way they take you through the most delicious looking things first. Anyway, one of the things I said to Mark, I really would like a mincemeat pie if we can get it. That's a sweet dish for people in Canada who might not know all the states. And so we went to the bakery and asked, and this wonderful woman who turned out to be Jane, I asked her and she said, no, we don't do it. But she said, how long are you here for? So I told her and she said, I'll make one for you. When do you want it done by? I said, well, Christmas Day is on, say, Friday. I said, how about I pick it up on Wednesday? It'll be done. And sure enough, huge mincemeat pie. Mark doesn't like them, but I thoroughly enjoyed the whole lot, all to myself. So Jane, we did meet that way. Melody MacArthur, hi Melody.
BC, yeah.
Yeah, another one. Adam's got a story for us that he's gonna. When I taught Adam, he's gonna save it for when we do finally make it over. Diane Walton is great, wonderful. Louise, Matthew Breck. Matt Breck was in one of my classes too here when I first came to Canada.
Naomi.
Oh, Naomi. She's lovely Naomi from Eastbourne in England. We were going to be over there house sitting for them when they were going away for their wedding and honeymoon, and we had to cancel it because of the virus. So Naomi, it's so good that we've actually made contact with you and are friends with you on Facebook. So that's good. Love to Julie. Daphne, hi Daphne. Morgan, Morgan is
NHL is in the house.
Yeah, NHL. Morgan, we're so proud of you. You won't know how many times we've talked about you. So fantastic. Patsy, we've mentioned. Christine Turcott. Oh, Christine is here, the boy's mum.
Yeah.
Oh, Sheila from Newfoundland.
Oh,
yeah,
great.
That's great. Oh, and Jolene Hunter. Jolene was in one of my classes too. There. Oh, Patsy is telling me I shouldn't call them pants. They're trousers, Alan. Trousers. Pamela Hutchinson from here in town. Hi, Pam. Okay, who else have we got? Melody. Louise. Ben Parker.
Oh.
That's in BC too, isn't it?
Yeah, Salmon Arm, yeah.
Salmon Arm, yeah. Amanda Donnelly. Hi, Amanda from Aurelia. and Victoria from home. Amy Gingell,
BC
Cheryl
again,
Steer.
yeah.
Hi, Cheryl.
Local, yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Wendy from Midland. Let's see. Oh, Patricia Livet from England. I think she's in the States now.
In San Diego, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, she's the one that was one of the people who hired me for Spring Hill School.
What did you do, Patricia?
Yeah.
Unleashed the monster.
Oh, okay. Where Darla McPhail is watching. That's great. Hi, Darla.
Vicky
Trick. Hi, Vicky. Let's see. Kathleen Reed from Ottawa.
Kingston.
I keep getting those two muddled up. Yeah. Margaret from Kingston.
Yeah.
And Jackie. That's it. Excellent. Okay, so thank you once again for joining us. We're going to continue with some more
maybe
funny stories.
We've been on for like half an hour. Maybe one more?
Yeah, one more story. I don't know if you want to say if that's too much. Oh, Gail from Vancouver.
Yeah,
is
North
joining.
Vancouver. Hey there.
Great. Okay, so perhaps we'll do one more story, and then we'll give people a break, and maybe if they want to, they can let us know, and we can do it again.
Diane's on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So
Okay.
you're going to tell that one?
Which one? Oh, that
When
one?
we were still introducing each other
Okay.
to.
When we were still introducing each other to friends, and there were a great couple of guys that had
A lamb
farm out near Peterborough area.
Peterborough,
And-
Ontario.
Peterborough,
Yeah.
Ontario, yeah. And I wanted to introduce Alan to them. And we were also taking up my oldest friend from public school, Don, and his wife Janet, because Don and one of the owners of the farm went to university together. So it was a reunion for them as well. So, we got up to their farm, a beautiful place, and John had prepared a wonderful meal, and he'd started off with an appetizer, a bruschetta, which we all love. I have to say, hi, Anne Helen, love you. He started off with bruschetta, and which we all love bruschetta, but John had smothered it, and I mean smothered, in black olives. Well, I don't like black olives. My friend Don doesn't like black olives. His wife Janet doesn't like black olives. And Alan doesn't like black olives. So Don, Janet, and myself, we had napkins, and we were discreetly letting the olives fall into the napkin.
And I didn't see that.
Because we were being discreet. So
when I'd finished picking up, what was I doing? You said
he was going, ew, I don't like black olives, We were trying to be, nice.
Discretion is not in my vocabulary.
No, there's no
Anyway,
there's no buffers there.
So
at all.
what happened is that I've got all of my black olives on my napkin. I've got really greasy hands, so I just didn't see them putting them on. So I grabbed hold of
mine
Mark's
from across the table
to pull it over,
and olives flew everywhere, and there were a lot of olives. And John just said, "Oh dear, I guess the olives didn't go down very well."
They went down in the wrong place. Oh dear.
Talk about embarrassing.
Yeah. And I think we could just finish off with one more.
Okay.
Because Rick said it.
When we were first together, probably for the first 6 months, I put up with something that not many people would put up with. Every night at bedtime, we get into bed, and
on behind our bed, on the ledge behind the bed,
he had at least a dozen stuffed animals.
There's old Nick.
This is old Nick that his mum made for him. Believe it or not.
All of the students who went to my school in the first 4 years in Spring Hill in Southampton, and then in Canada too. But this old Nick. So they were all lined up, sitting on the top of the bed.
And before he would let me go to sleep, I had to kiss every friggin' one of these. And I did that for 6 months, believe it or not, before I finally said, I'm not doing that anymore.
But the thing is, you did it.
I know, I did it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, there's a few more people that have come on since then. Gail from Vancouver, North Vancouver.
Barrie, yeah.
Jackie from Barrie. Diane Burns from Ottawa.
Ottawa
That's
is
another
finally in
one.
the house. Yeah, you were
Yeah.
saying Ottawa.
Yeah, Diane is the one. Diane and her husband John are the ones that we
Put us onto house
put
sitting.
us on house sitting, and they know John and Doug, the people who used to own the lamb farm. So
Yeah.
that was good. Valerie from Elliot Lake.
Yeah.
So that's great. Yeah, Aunt Helen, lovely that you could join us.
Yeah.
Nathan Dupuy. Nate is hilarious. I love his posts. Sarah from Nova Scotia.
Digby's
That's
in
good.
the house.
Oh, she's asked us, can we
start
start
off-
again? We were late, laugh out loud.
It's recorded, so
yeah,
you'll
it'll
get to-
record. So
yeah.
Brandon Hall, the horse, the guy who
Oh.
is the groomsman and what have you. Thank you for joining. Brenda from town here. Trisha
Yeah.
McDonald from, I believe she's in Southern Ontario. Yeah.
Roy.
Roy is here. That's great. Yeah, that's good. So anyway, we're going to leave it there because we don't want to take up too much of your time, but we've had fun.
Yeah.
Hope you had a bit of a giggle at that. We'll look at the some of the comments once we've processed it, and we'll comment back to you. But if you feel that you would like us to do this again, maybe at the weekend or sometime next week, just let us know so that we don't want to bore you, but we thought it'd be fun just to have a bit of a giggle.
Yeah.
So really, we just want to say, wherever you are in this crazy world, keep safe, keep the faith by loving yourselves and loving those around you, and be kind to others, and just take all the precautions you need to keep yourself safe. Okay? Love you guys, and thank you for joining us.
Bye. Love you.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye.